Okay, Hare Krishna. We'll continue our discussion on Gajendra Stuti. But today, before we discuss shloka number 23, 23 or 22? I think 23 we have to discuss. But before that, we'll discuss for a few minutes about how Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is compared to different limbs of Sri Krishna's body. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not different from Krishna himself. Śrīmad-Bhāgavata-kyoyam pratyaksha Krishna evahi. Padma Purana, in the Bhagavata Mahatmya section, it mentions that Bhagavatam is pratyaksha Grantha Rupa of Sri Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavata-kyoyam pratyaksha Krishna evahi. So oftentimes we hear this, right? Saying that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is not different from Krishna. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is same as Krishna. So where it is mentioned? It is mentioned in Padma Purana in the Bhagavata Mahatmya section. So there are 12 cantos in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There are 12 cantos or skandams, Dvadasha skanda. There are 18,000 shlokas, 335 chapters in all the 12 cantos, and 14,000 pages in all the books, 18 volumes. Because some cantos, for example, Dashamaskanda, there is more than one book. Third canto also there is more than one book. So like that, some cantos, some skandas, they have more than one book because it's so voluminous. It cannot be described in just one book. So you'll see different books, different volumes for the same canto. So even though total number of cantos are 12, but the total number of books that you have is 18 volumes. And there are some images in between, 288 beautiful images describing different leelas. So as you can see in this picture, Kṛṣṇa-tulya Bhāgavatam, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is identical with Krishna. It is not different from Krishna. It is same as Krishna. After Krishna has left in Dwapara Yuga, after Krishna has ended his leela and departed to his Swadhama, spiritual world, the religion has lost its prominence, and irreligion, adharma, started influencing people. So along with religion, dharma, jnana also went away. So both dharma and jnana went away. As soon as Krishna departed from this world, dharma, jnana went away. Then Krishna appeared as Bhagavata Purana. So this is Vāṅmaya Rupa or Grantha Rupa of Krishna Bhagavan. So let us see how the different cantos of Bhagavatam are compared to different limbs of Krishna's body, starting from the lotus feet all the way up to his lotus face and lalata palakam, the forehead, all those things. So it is mentioned in 3 shlokas. This is the first one, second one, and then the third one. Okay. So let us read this. Padhau yadhiyau pratamādvitiyau tritiyaturyau katitau yaduru nabhistadha panchamaeva shashto bhujantaram doryugalam tatanyau. Okay, Shamla, can you read the translation?
The first and second cantos of the Bhagavatam are Sri Krishna's lotus field, The third and fourth cantos are his thighs. The fifth canto is his navel. The sixth canto is his chest. The seventh and eighth cantos are his arms.
Okay. Kantastu rajannavamo yadiyo mukarvindham dashama prapullam ekadasho yasya lalatavattam shiropitu dvadasha eva bhati.
The ninth canto is his throat. The 10th canto is his beautiful lotus face. The 11th canto is his forehead. The 12th canto is his head.
Tamadidevam karunanidanam tamalavarnam suhitavataram apara samsara samudra setum bhajamahe bhagavata swarupam. Yeah, read this also.
Somebody.
Somebody else can also read.
Okay. I
Vidya, yeah.
bow down to that Lord, the ocean of mercy, whose color is like that of a tamala tree, and who appears in this world for the welfare of all. I worship him as the bridge for crossing the unfathomable ocean of material existence. The Bhagavatam has appeared as his very self.
Yeah. Okay. So as you can see here, the first and second cantos are Sri Krishna's lotus feet. As you can see in this picture, the first and second canto are his lotus feet. Padau Yadiyo Pratama Dvitiyo. The Pradama Dvitiya skandhas are his pada. Padau Yadiyo. And Tritiya Turyo Katiyo Yaduru. Tritiya is the third canto is third and fourth are his thighs. Tritiya Turyau Katitau Yaduru. Nabis Tadha Panchama. The fifth canto is his navel, and Shashti, the sixth canto is his chest. Seventh and eighth, Bhujantaram Dor Yugalam Tadhanyau. The seventh and eighth cantos are his arms. Ninth canto is his throat. Kantastu Rajan. Um, Kantastu Rajan Navamo Yadiyo. Ninth canto is his throat. And 10th canto is his beautiful face. Mukaravindam. Mukaravindam Dashanam Prapullam. 11th canto is his forehead. Ekadasho Yasya Lalata Pattam. The last one, 12th canto is his head. Shirasu. Shiropi tu dvadasha eva bhati. To that Lord I bow down, I offer my obeisances. Tamadi devam bhajamahe. Bhajamahe means I worship that Lord. I bow down, I offer my obeisances to that Lord who is full of mercy. Karuna nidhanam and tamala varnam. He has a dark complexion like that of a tamala tree. Suhitavataram. And uh, he appears in this Kali Yuga, in this Yuga, to um, to re-establish the religion and to do welfare for the mankind in the form of Bhagavata Purana. He appeared in the form of Bhagavata Purana to re-establish the religion and do welfare for the mankind. Svihitavataram. Apara samsara samudra setum. Only through him we can cross the ocean of material miseries. Samudra setum. Bhajamahe Bhagavata Swarupam. The Bhagavatam has appeared as his very self. Okay, so let's recite these shlokas. I will read one line at a time and you can repeat after me. Padhau yadiyau pratamādvitiyau
पादौ यदीयौ
प्रथमाद्वितीयौ
प्रथमद्वितीयौ
tritiyaturyau katitau yaduru
यतुर्यौ कथितौ यतुरु
नाभेस्तदा पञ्चमयेव षष्ठो भुजन्तरं दोर्युगलं तथान्यौ
नाभिस्तथा पञ्चमयेव शस्तो भुजन्तरं
भुजन्तरं
युगलं
युगलं
तथान्यौ
तथान्यौ
कण्ठस्तु राजन्नवमो यदीयो
कण्ठस्तु राजन्नवमो यदीयो
मुखारविन्दं दशमप्रफुल्लम्
मुखारविन्दं दशमप्रफुल्लम्
एकादशो यस्य ललाटपट्टम्
एकादशो ललाटपट्टम्
शिरोऽपितु द्वादश एव भाति
शिरोऽपि
द्वादशैव
एव भाति
भाति
तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहितावतारम्
तमादिदेवं
करुणानिधानं
करुणानिधानं
तमालवर्णं
तमालवर्णं
सुहितावतारम्
सुहितावतारम्
अपार संसारसमुद्रसेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम्
अपारसंसारसारसेतुं भजामहे भगवता स्वरूपम्.
Okay, so those are the different limbs of Krishna's body. How Bhagavatam different cantos are compared to different limbs of Krishna's body. So there are different cantos. If you look at the details of what is there in different cantos, right? The first and third canto or first and second canto are his lotus feet, and second and third and fourth are his thighs. So like this, different cantos are compared to different limbs, and in all the cantos there are 10 topics that are described. Just like Bhagavad Gita, how many topics are discussed in Bhagavad Gita? What are the 5 subject matters that are discussed in Bhagavad Gita? Who can tell?
Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga.
No. Those are
No,
3
matters.
sections.
Earth, ether.
No.
So, Bhagavan, Prakriti, Jiva,
Kalam.
and there are 2 more.
Kala.
Kala, correct.
Kala.
Yes.
And
And the 5th one?
Jivatma.
Jivatma, yeah.
Jiva we told already.
Jiva she mentioned. She mentioned Jiva, Bhagavan, Kala, Prakriti.
Prakriti.
What is the 5th one?
Maya, Prabhuji.
Karma.
No.
Karma.
Karma.
Karma, yes.
No.
Yeah.
Karma. 5th one is karma. So Jiva, Ishvara. Ishvara is Bhagavan, Prakriti, Kala, and Karma. Out of these 5, except Karma, all other 4 are eternal. They are Shashvata. Jiva is Shashvat, Bhagavan is Shashvat, Kala is Shashvat, Prakriti is Shashvat. Prakriti, material, matter, even though matter is, in this material world, when the matter manifests in the material world, it is temporary because there is a creation of matter and then there is destruction of matter. But that matter, it eternally exists. It eternally exists, and from time to time, it is manifested and unmanifested. Whenever there is a creation of the world, the matter is manifested, and when there is a dissolution of the material world, the matter is unmanifested. But it exists. It exists all the time, eternally. Kala is also eternal. The only thing that is not eternal is karma. Only karma is not eternal. Okay? Karma of a jiva is not eternal. The moment when we take birth in the material world, the karma starts. The cycle of karma begins at that time. The very first life when we take birth in the material world, the karma cycle begins. And then we go through millions of lifetimes, and then we burn our karma, we incur more new karma, and eventually we'll burn all the karma. And when we practice akarma, devotional service, bhakti, that is when we go back to spiritual world, and then the karma ends there. So it will not manifest again. Once we go to spiritual world, our own karma, the karma of an individual jiva, it will not manifest again. That's why it is not eternal. Everything else is eternal. The kala is eternal. Kala is cyclic. So it has a beginning, end, and then it begins, ends, it begins, ends. Like that, it is cyclic. So like that, in Bhagavatam also, there are 10 topics that are described. In all these cantos that we saw, there are 10 topics that are described. Atra sargo visargascha sthanam poshanam utaya manvantara ishanukata nirodha muktir ashrayah. So, sarga means creation, primary creation by Mahavishnu. When Mahavishnu lies down in the causal ocean, and as he breathes out, innumerable number of universes come out. That is sarga. And visarga, when Brahma does, using the raw material or the ingredients provided by Vishnu, when Brahma creates the different jivas, we say Brahma is the Srishtikarta, right? But Brahma is the secondary Srishtikarta. He does visarga. He is not the primary Srishtikarta. Primary Srishtikarta is Bhagavan, Vishnu. Secondary Srishtikarta is Brahma, visarga. So first one is sarga, the universal creation by the Supreme Lord. And then secondary creation is visarga, that is done by Lord Brahma. And then sthanam. Sthanam is the third one, third topic in Bhagavatam. Sthanam refers to the position of living entities in various planetary systems. Depending on our consciousness, we may be placed in higher planetary systems, middle planetary systems, or lower planetary systems. If we have punya karma, we will be placed in higher planetary systems. If you have lot of sinful activities, if you have lot of papa karma, then you will be placed in Patala Loka, lower planetary systems. And if you are somewhere in between, not so much punya, not so much papa, but you are somewhere in between, then we will be placed in the middle planetary systems, Earth planetary system. So that is Thanam. And when we achieve perfection in bhakti, we will be placed in spiritual world. We'll be completely taken out of the material world, and the positioning, the sthanam, changes from material world into spiritual world. From this bhautika loka, the sthanam will be changed to adhyatmika loka. So creation, sarga, secondary creation, visarga, sthanam, the positioning. And then the fourth one is poshanam, maintenance and protection. Okay, poshanam means, because once things are created, they need to be maintained, and the maintenance involves nurturing, nourishment, protection. So that is poshanam. Like when you have a tree, you sow a seed into the soil, and then the small seed grows into a big tree. But how does it grow into a big tree? You have to do poshanam. You have to water the tree every day, water the seed, as the seed starts fructifying into a small plant. You'll start seeing small branches, small leaves, and then with time, that small plant grows into big tree. So how is it possible? Because of poshanam, nourishment. Similarly, the Lord protects, He nurtures, He nourishes, He protects the jivas in the material world. So that is poshanam. So what are the four things that we discussed so far? First one, what is the first one?
Sarga.
Second one?
Visarga.
Okay. Third one?
Sthanam.
Okay. Fourth one?
Poshanam.
Poshanam. Yeah. Next, fifth one is uti. Uti means inclination. Inclination to act in a different way. Inclination to act in a particular way. So, inclination to act either in good way or bad way. Dharma, dharmic way or adharmic way. God is not forcing anything upon us. He is not imposing anything upon us. We have the freedom, limited freedom and free will to choose things, to act according to our own choice. Every minute of our life we make choices. Life is all nothing but about choices. It's full of choices. At 8:30 you have a choice whether to attend this call or not. And after you join the call, you have a choice whether to stay throughout the call or drop out in between. So, and during the day you have so many choices. You have a choice to remember Krishna during the day or not. Whenever you see anything in the material world, you should get a remembrance of Krishna. Yad darshanat Krishna manusmaranti. Yad darshanat Krishna manusmaranti. That means whenever you see anything in this material world, we should get remembrance of Krishna. Whenever we see anything, we should get remembrance of the creator of it. Whenever you see anything, like a beautiful flower you see, we should get a remembrance of the creator of it. Yad darshanam Krishna manusmaranti. Yad darshanam means by seeing which we get a remembrance of Krishna. Yad darshanam Krishna manusmaranti. So the people who are following dharmic way, they behave like this. They'll have this vision. Yad darshanam Krishna manusmaranti. But people who are following the different path, adharmic way, they don't think about God. They don't believe in God. They think the world has originated from Big Bang. There's no God, and there's only one life. You live life to the fullest. There's no papa punya. There's no good and bad. Do whatever you want. At the end of life, everything is nullified. Everything is destroyed, and you will not even take birth again. There's no rebirth. There's no reincarnation. There's no rebirth. So this is the philosophy of the Christianity. The original Christianity, original Bible does not say this. According to original Bible, there is reincarnation, there is rebirth, there is good and bad, papa punya, everything is there. But these days, there is not even a single version of authentic Bible. So we are very fortunate to have access to this Vedic knowledge, which is still, preserved in a genuine form. Even though much of the Vedic knowledge is lost when Nalanda University was burnt and so many, so many scriptures were burnt. It took 3 months to burn Nalanda Vidyalaya. Now you can imagine how many volumes of scriptures were there. But still, even though it was burnt, we still have some limited amount of Vedas available. Most importantly, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Ramayana, these are available. So we are very fortunate to have access to this, in a genuine form. That's why when we are reading these scriptures, we know what is dharma, what is adharma, what is good and bad, what is right and wrong. So we sharpen our intelligence to discriminate between good and bad, right and wrong, dharma, adharma. And whoever is reading scriptures, most of them, they are inclined to act in a dharmic way. Okay, so this inclination is called uti. And people who do not read scriptures, obviously they will not know what is dharma, what is adharma, what is good and bad. They don't know. So their inclination or their inclination is always in a bad way, adharmic. So this is the fifth topic, uti. Uti means inclination. In seventh canto of Bhagavatam, we will see description of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada. Hiranyakashipu's inclination is in a adharmic way. He is a demon, demoniac way. And Prahlad, the inclination is in a divine way, dharmic way. So same person, same yuga, same same city, same country, same city, same place, same house actually. But two different people, two different inclinations. Hiranyakashipu and Prahlada. So even in today's world, we see, right? If parents have, if some parents they get twins, so it is not necessary that both the twins will behave the same way. One twin may be well behaved in a sattvic way, while the other person is completely opposite, maybe in rajasic way or tamasic way. One person may be very intelligent, the other person may be very dumb. One person may be, I mean, looks wise, I think they look pretty much the same. But their inclination, their attitude, their inclination, characteristics, behavior, That can be completely different. Even between the twins who are born with a difference of just few seconds, it will be different. So Uti.
Ravana and Vibhishana also
Yeah,
same
Ravana
family.
Vibhishana. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Ravana and Vibhishana. Yes, that's another example where two brothers, living in the same house, but how Vibhishana is a devotee and Ravana is a demon. And Dhritarashtra and Vidura, two brothers. Dhritarashtra is demoniac and Vidura is divine. Yeah. So Ramesh sent a message, right? Yeah. Bhagavata and Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavata Purana, they are preserved in the form of Shruti and Smriti by rishis. Yes. And
That's
then,
why we are reading and we are chanting and all these things.
yeah.
Though it
And then
is in the book form
eventually,
in the Nalanda University, it is preserved by our rishis. Still, it is preserved.
yeah. Yeah, it was, remembered by the rishis, and then eventually they are written on manuscripts.
Yes, yes.
And so majority of those manuscripts, they were burnt during Nalanda Vishwavidyalaya, that accident, that incident. Many of those manuscripts were burnt, but we are so fortunate to have access to some of the Vedic literature.
That's why the ācāryas told whenever we read the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavad Gita, we should say some gratitude to our rishis and all these things.
Yes. Yeah. So every person has some debts to pay off, some rina, like Pitra rina, Matra rina. Like that, there is something called as Rishi rina. The debt that we have to pay off to all these great sages who have given us this Vedic knowledge. Rishi rina. We are reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So the best way to pay off this rina to the rishis is by following the instructions given in the scriptures in our life. That is how we can pay off our debt. And also by worshipping these rishis in whatever possible way. If you see some deity of, for example, Agastya Rishi, uh, you you pay obeisances to him, you offer some worship. That's why they celebrate Vyasa Puja, worship of Vyasadev, worship of Vyasa Bhagavan on Vyasa Purnima day. There is something called as Vyasa Purnima, same as Guru Purnima. So that day Vyasadev is worshipped because he is the compiler of all the Vedas, compiler of all the Vedas, Puranas, Bhagavata Purana, Mahabharata, everything. So at least yearly once we celebrate Vyasa Purnima to worship Vyasa Bhagavan. Okay, so that's the fifth one, Uti. Sixth one is Manvantara. It talks about the different Manus and the um, the different avataras in each Manvantara, the different Manus uh, who are leading or who are the so-called king, the king for that particular Manvantara. So Manu Antara. Antara means the difference, the time interval. The interval between uh, uh, two time frames. That is Manvantara. And in each Manvantara, there is a so-called king called Manu, who is who will be the head of that entire Manvantara. So this particular topic in Bhagavatam, the sixth topic, Manvantara, it talks about the different time intervals and different manus who are leading these time intervals. Seventh one is Ishanukata. Isha means the Lord. So Ishanukata discusses the topics of Lord's different avataras and his devotees. Ishanukata, different avatars of the Lord, and then the devotees. So, for example, Nrsimha-avatara. In 7th canto, Nrsimha-avatara and the devotee Prahlada. So that is Ishanukata. And in 3rd canto, we see how the Lord appears as Kapila Dev and the devotee Devahuti. His mother only, Kapila Dev, Lord who appeared as Kapila Dev. His mother is Devahuti, who is a devotee. Kardama Muni and Devahuti, they are the devotees, mother and father. So these topics, all these 10 topics, they are discussed in every canto, every skandam, but some cantos, they emphasize on one of the topics prominently. Okay. So for example, Sarga and Visarga, that you will see this topic in every canto, from first canto all the way to the last canto, 12th canto. But this is primarily discussed, focusing on this point. Sarga and Visarga are discussed in 2nd and 3rd canto. 2nd and 3rd canto. How Vishnu creates the raw material ingredients, the pradhana, Mahatattva, and how Brahma creates the secondary creation. So this is discussed in great detail in 2nd and 3rd canto. So like that, some cantos, they talk about one of the topics primarily, but they are discussed throughout. So in every canto, you will see all 10 topics. But one topic will be very prominent. Okay. So Manvantara, Ishanukata, and then Nirodha. Nirodha means it can talk about two things. One is obstacles on the path of bhakti, and also Nirodha also indicates the pralaya, annihilation, dissolution of the material world. Just like how there is a creation, there should also be destruction. Sarga Visarga talk about creation, and Nirodha talks about destruction, annihilation. And ninth topic is liberation, mukti. Mukti. How to get out of this material world and go back to spiritual world. And there are different types of liberation, different types of muktis are discussed. Sarupya, Sayujya, Sarishta, Samipya, Salokya. Different types of muktis are discussed there. That is the ninth topic. And finally, Ashraya, the shelter, the Sharanagati of Krishna. Sharanagati of Krishna. This is profusely discussed in 10th canto. How the gopis, especially gopis, how they have taken complete shelter of Krishna. Sharanagati. Okay, one second. Okay. So the 10th topic is Sharanagati. That's the most important one. See, a person may not be so interested in reading about Sarga, Visarga, creation and secondary creation. That's a very dry topic. Okay, you may not be very inclined to read so many details about creation and secondary creation, but it's good to just to get a high level idea of how the material world is created, how the different jivas are created, what is the anatomy of the three planetary systems, uh, and also about the structure of spiritual world. If you just have a high level overview idea of the creation and all those things, that is enough. If you are able to, if you have patience and if you have interest, if you are able to read second and third canto in detail, you can read. But the most relishing part, the juicy part is 10th canto, where various Krishna Leelas are described, and every Leela has an internal meaning and message. What we can learn from that Leela, what Krishna is teaching to us through that Leela, and how different devotees they have taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, complete Sharanagati, how they have taken. So it talks about 10th canto, the Dashamaskanda talks about pure bhakti. It's pure bhakti, most relishing, most juiciest part. So if you want to develop taste for Bhagavatam, um, so pick some sections from Bhagavatam starting from first canto till the 12th canto, talking about bhakti. For example, Bhishma Stuti. How Bhishma Dev has unflinching devotion to Lord Krishna, and he was ready to fight on the opposite side, knowing that he will be misunderstood by everyone for time immemorial. He'll be misunderstood. Why he was fighting on the side of Kauravas? People will think Bhishma Dev as a villain, as a negative person. But if we know Bhishma Katha, then we will know why Bhishma Dev had to stand on the side of Kauravas and fight against Krishna and Pandavas. It's all nothing but bhakti. So you can pick up different sections from Bhagavatam that talk about pure bhakti. That's what we are trying to do on this call. We are trying to study the stotrams, starting from first canto to the last canto. We studied Rukmini prayers, and now we are studying Gajendra Stuti. And after this, we will study other stotrams. We'll continue studying different stotrams, every day like this. So that's a quick overview of Bhagavatam, different 10 topics, and then how different cantos of Bhagavatam are compared to different limbs of Krishna's body. Okay, with that, we have another 20 minutes time. We can discuss the next shloka. Oh, before that, let's discuss this. The question that I asked in the group, right? So I got responses from almost everybody who attends the call regularly. I got response from Shamala, Shiva, Namakirti. I got a response from Aparna. Got response from Gayatri. Yeah, so many people. I got response from so many people. So the question asked was, out of the Dwadasha Namas, the 12 names of Bhagavan, identify 3 names that can be linked to milk, butter, and ghee. Okay, so many people have answered this, the first name correctly, as Govinda. Govinda, the name Govinda can be easily linked to milk. Because what's the meaning of the word Govinda? Gaon vindati iti Govindaha. Gaon vindati iti Govindaha. One who gives pleasure to cows is Govinda. One who protects cows is Govinda or Gopala. Okay, so, and what is the product that is coming out of cow? Is milk. Okay, that's why Govinda is easily and directly linked to milk. Next, butter. Okay, milk, butter. Butter, it's very easy. Okay, this also almost everybody answered correctly. Damodara. Butter is linked to the name Damodara. How did Mother Yashoda get angry? See, it was first Krishna who got angry on Mother Yashoda because Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna. Krishna was sitting in her lap and Mother Yashoda was feeding him, baby Krishna. And then on the earthen stove, Mother Yashoda was boiling milk to make some sweet products for Diwali festival. But the milk was overflowing and Mother Yashoda wanted to save that milk. So she ran to that milk to save it. And that is when Krishna got angry. Krishna got angry that Mother Yashoda was not giving full attention to Krishna. And now, to take revenge on Mother Yashoda, Krishna showed anger. How did he show anger? He broke all the butter pots and he distributed butter to all his Gopa boys, monkeys, and he made a big mess. He destroyed the entire Diwali, celebration preparation. Mother Yashoda worked so hard in preparing, in making everything ready for Diwali festival, and our little baby Krishna has destroyed everything. And then Mother Yashoda got angry. Okay, uh, she got angry, and then she started chasing Krishna, and we all know about what happened after that in Damodar Leela. So everything started with butter. That's why the name Damodara is linked to butter. So Govinda is linked to milk, Damodara is linked to butter, and then the third one, ghee. So this, very few people, whoever responded, right? Very few people, they answered the name correctly, but the explanation, nobody gave it correct. Explanation, nobody gave it correct. So what's the meaning of the word Madhava? Ma means Mahalakshmi, Sri Mahalakshmi. In Sanskrit, the Ma dhatu or the syllable Ma means wealth. That one syllable, single syllable Ma means wealth. And Ma, and who is the queen of wealth? Mahalakshmi. That is the abode of wealth. That is the sthanam. That is the place or residence of all the wealth, Mahalakshmi. The entire wealth, the wealth of even Bhagavan, the wealth of Mahavishnu is also at the lotus feet of Mahalakshmi. So she is the abode of wealth. Okay. So Ma refers to, in Madhava, Ma refers to Mahalakshmi. Madhava means the husband of Mahalakshmi, Narayana or Vishnu. Okay. Madhava, the husband of the goddess of fortune is Madhava. So After milk and butter, the only thing that is remaining is ghee. So how is ghee linked to Madhava? Madhava has another meaning also. One meaning is this prosperity, wealth. Second meaning is rejuvenation. Rejuvenation. Rejuvenation means, see, in the fall season, all the trees, they shed leaves. The trees are falling in the fall season. At the end of fall season, you will see all the leaves completely fallen on the ground, and the tree is empty. The branches are all empty. And then as spring starts, you will see that the branches are getting rejuvenated. You'll see green leaves sprouting. So that is rejuvenation. Okay? When a person is feeling weak, the doctors recommend, a proper Ayurvedic, a good Ayurvedic doctor recommends taking lot of ghee to get strength, to get rejuvenated. And it is recommended to use ghee in abundant quantity, not just sufficient, but more than sufficient quantity in our daily cooking and in food intake. Instead of using oil to make anything, to make tadka or anything, just use ghee. Let's say you make dal, you make the tadka and then you make dal using ghee. And when you are eating that dal with rice, you pour ghee again while eating rice with dal. So you should eat excess quantity of ghee, not just sufficient, but more than sufficient, excess quantity of ghee. Because that is what rejuvenates. The ojas, in Ayurvedic terms, ojas, they say ojas, right? Ojas means that that potency, that shakti, that energy. So that is the ojas comes from ghee. And also when you are performing yajna, what is the most important ingredient in yajna? Ghee.
The, yeah.
You pour ghee in the fire. There are other ingredients like rice and other ingredients, but the most important thing, constantly you keep on pouring ghee. That means when you perform yajna, sacrifice, using ghee, that yajna gives rise to clouds, which will give us rain, and the rains will produce grains, and that is the food for living entities. So everything is starting from ghee. Everything is starting from yajna, but how is yajna performed? Using ghee. So rejuvenation and prosperity. So another way to understand how ghee is linked to Madhava is, Madhava means the husband of wealth, right? Husband of the goddess of wealth, Mahalakshmi. Between these three, right? Milk, butter, and ghee. Which is the most expensive one?
Give.
Obviously, ghee is most expensive. If you want a good quality of ghee in India, if you want to buy good quality of ghee that is prepared from good, Gir cow or some good Ongol breed cows, it costs anywhere from 5,000 to 7,000 rupees per kg. If you're getting something for 400 rupees per kg, don't even buy that. But that's how generally people buy, People think cheaper means better for them, good for their pocket. So we should not settle for poor quality of ghee. Even if it is expensive, we should buy pure cow ghee and that too good quality ghee, the most expensive one. So that means ghee is producing wealth. Ghee is producing more money, wealth. The Madhava
And
name is
only rich people can buy good ghee. That is it. Other way also.
yeah, rich people can buy ghee, and see, even poor people, if they don't waste their money on other unnecessary things and spend their
Yeah,
money
correct.
intelligently on ghee, they can also afford.
Yep.
Yeah, they can also afford. And if they don't have to buy tons of cages of ghee, they can buy even less quantity also. Yeah. Okay. So now where are these three names? Govinda, Damodara, Madhava. Where are these three names chanted? These are chanted by gopis in Vrindavan. In the beginning of our discussion, we were discussing, right? Yad darshanat Krishna manusmaranti. Whenever we see anything in this material world, we should get remembrance of Krishna. When gopis were selling milk and milk products, milk, yogurt, butter, ghee, all these things, when they were in the market, when they were walking in the streets with pots on their head, milk pots, butter pots, ghee pots on their heads. Uh, so sometimes they say, दूध ले लो, मक्खन ले लो, dahi ले लो. uh, So sometimes they would say like that, but immediately, as soon as they see Krishna, or as soon as they see, this butter, the form of the butter in front of their eyes, when they are giving butter to somebody, somebody wants to buy butter, and they are giving butter to somebody. As soon as they see butter, yad darshanat Krishna manusmaranti. They get remembrance of Krishna. They get remembrance of how Krishna comes to their homes and steals butter. And then they forget about these three words. They forget about the word दूध ले लो, dahi ले लो, छाछ ले लो. They forget about these words and they say Govinda ले लो, Damodar ले लो, Madhava ले लो. That means Govinda ले लो means what? दूध ले लो, buy milk. Damodar ले लो means take butter, buy butter. Madhava ले लो means buy some ghee. So this is all described beautifully in Govinda Damodara Ashtakam. Not Ashtakam, Govinda Damodara Madhava Stotram. There are 71, 72 shlokas actually. It is one of the longest stotrams, or maybe the longest one. So here it is. Let's sing this one shloka. So it starts with, so this is Śrī Govinda Damodara Stotram, written by Bilvamangal Thakur in Sanskrit. As you can see here, 71, I think. Yeah, 71 shlokas. And it's a pure Nama Sankirtana. Every shloka has this line, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Every shloka has this line ending. Also in between, there are so many different names of Krishna. It's a pure Nama Sankirtana. Very simple to read and easy to understand. Almost like Mukundamala Stotra. For example, if you look at this second shloka, right? Śrī Kṛṣṇa Vishno Madhukaitabhare Bhaktanukampin Bhagavan Murare Trayasvamam Keshavalokanata Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Like that, it's a pure Nam Sankirtana. Especially after, I think, 50, starting from 50, 51 onwards, you'll see lot of names in every shloka. For example, look at this shloka 55. How many times you see Govinda? 2 times in every shloka. And on top of Govinda, there is Mukunda, there is Madhava, Radhanga Pane, Govinda Govinda. Okay, everybody repeat. Govinda Govinda Hare Murare.
Govinda Govinda
Govinda
Hare
Hare
Murari.
Murari.
Govinda Govinda Mukunda Krishna.
Govinda
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 Mukunda
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 Krishna.
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 Govinda Govinda Radhanga Pane.
Govinda
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 Radhanga
Radhanga
Pane.
Pane.
Radhangapane.
Govinda Damodhara Madhaveti.
Govinda
Govinda
Damodara
Damodara
Madhaveti.
Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodhara Madhaveti. Govinda
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 Damodhara
Damodara
Madhaveti.
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 Yeah. So now the shloka that we wanted to understand is the third one. Yeah, this one. Okay, where gopis instead of calling out buy some milk, buy some yogurt, buy some butter, buy some ghee, like that, they started calling Govinda Damodara Madhava. Vikretu kama kila gopakanya murari padarpita chitta vritti दध्यादिकं मोहवशाद् गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. So first we'll read the translation and then we'll recite the shloka. Okay. Shiva, can you read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. O Lord Krishna, Vishnu, enemy of the Madhu and Kaitaba demons, O Supreme Personality of Godhead,
Hold
enemy of
on.
Mura,
Not this one.
merciful upon.
Third one.
Oh, sorry, Prabhu. Though desiring to sell milk, dahi, butter, etc., the mind of a young gopi was so absorbed in the lotus feet of Krishna that instead of calling out milk for sale, she bewilderedly said, Govinda, Damodara, Madhava.
Yeah. Okay. So how I got reminded of this shloka and then how I gave the homework to everybody is when I was reciting. So today I was preparing these slides, right? About the 12 cantos and how different cantos are linked to different limbs of Krishna's body. This is in the same meter, the Sanskrit meter or tune, for the shlokas of Govinda Damodara Madhava Stotram and these shlokas, it's the same meter. पाधौ यधीयौ प्रथमद्वितीयौ तृतीयतुर्यौ कथितौ यदुरु विक्रेतु कामा किल गोपकन्या दध्या मुरारिपादार्पितचित्तवृत्ति नाभेस्तथा पञ्चमयेव षष्ठो भुञ्जा भुजन्तरं दोर्युगलं तथान्यो दद्यादिकं मोहवशोदवोच गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति. Yeah, so when I was preparing these slides, then I got reminded of that shloka, and then I thought, okay, let's give some homework. So let's recite that shloka. So did everyone understand from this translation? that the gopis, instead of calling out milk, butter, yogurt, ghee, they started saying Govinda Damodara Madhava. Vikretu kama kilaloka kanya murari padarpita chitta vritti.
Kreta Kama
Vikretu Kama
Kanya
Kaligopakanya
Murari Pada Pita Chitta
Chitta
Bhakti
Vritti Yajjadikam Mohavasadu.
Wait. Dadhyadikam mohavashadavocha Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
Tatyadikam
Yajjadikam
Mohavasadavatam
Mohavasadavatam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti.
Govinda
Govinda
Damodara
Damodara Madhaveti. Govinda
Govinda
Damodara
Damodara
Madhaveti.
Yeah. So like that, we should get remembrance of Krishna. Whenever we see something, in this world, we should get remembrance of Krishna. Yad darshanat Krishna manusmaranti. The other day, when I was giving class to the Warangal devotees, we were reading third canto, first chapter, 16, 17, 18, 19, those shlokas, right? Where Vidura went on a pilgrimage, and as he was walking in the streets in various holy places, whenever he saw the temple structure with some gopurams and other things, he got remembrance of Krishna. Even before he entered inside the temples, simply looking at the temple structure and then the different gopurams, different things that are carved on the temple structure, he got remembrance of different forms of Krishna. Yad darshanat Krishna manusmaranti. So like that, we should have this habit of seeing Krishna in everything around us. Okay, so it's 10:06. We'll pause here, but I wanted to ask Navina. You're joining for the first time today, right? Navina, can you hear me? Okay. I don't know where you are from, whether you are from India or from here, but I saw that you joined the group and you are there in the call. ఎక్కడి నుంచి అండి? వరంగలా?
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ, దండవత్ ప్రణామ్.
హరే కృష్ణ. వరంగలా మీరు?
లేదు లేదు ప్రభుజీ, హైదరాబాద్ నుంచి.
హైదరాబాదా? ఓకే.
హైదరాబాద్ ప్రభుజీ. అంటే 6 months నుంచి నేను కృష్ణ కాన్షియస్నెస్ లో వచ్చాను ప్రభుజీ. మా సిస్టర్ ఇచ్చారు.
ఓకే.
మా సిస్టర్ వరంగల్ క్లాస్ లో అక్కడ నుంచి ఉన్నారు. తను చెప్తే మీ అమెరికా నుంచి క్లాస్ అయితే అందులో జాయిన్ అయ్యాను. అక్కడ నుంచి మీరు ఒక రోజు క్లాస్ చెప్తే మీరు పంపించిన లింక్ లో ఈ రోజు యాడ్ అయ్యాను ప్రభుజీ.
ఓకే, గుడ్. యా, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
అంటే నాకు అర్థం అవుతుంది ఇంగ్లీష్, కానీ కొంచెం తెలుగు అయితే రాయలేను. తెలుగు అర్థమైతే రాయడం కుదరదు. ఇంగ్లీష్ అయితే ఓకే ప్రభుజీ, రాయగలను, అర్థమవుతుంది. అందుకే ఇంగ్లీష్ క్లాస్ లో జాయిన్ అవుదామని క్లాస్ లో జాయిన్ అవ్వాలి.
ఓకే, గుడ్. యా, we need more audience for this English class. తెలుగు ఇట్లా స్టార్ట్ చేశానంటే ఇప్పుడు వస్తారు ఒక 100 మంది ఇమిడియట్ గా వస్తారు.
అంటే స్పీకింగ్ అయితే కంఫర్ట్ గా రాదు, అంటే వినగలను కానీ స్పీకింగ్ రాదు, మాట్లాడడం రాదు.
ఓకే, యా, గుడ్. హైదరాబాద్ లో ఏం చేస్తారు మీరు?
మేము హౌస్ వైఫ్ ప్రభుజీ, ఇంట్లోనే.
ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ జాయినింగ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
యా, ఓకే. Any questions, comments, reflections before we conclude for today?
Thank you, sir, for giving a good information on the eve of Vaikuntha Ekadasi. First,
Yeah.
one
In India,
thing,
it already started, right? It's already Vaikuntha Ekadasi. For us, it is tomorrow.
One more thing is, these are all scriptures are called Vangmaya. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, Vangmaya Swarupam.
But Vangmaya Swarupam. But I want to give any statement form of when we call it is Ramayana, we call it as Kavya. Kavyam. Ramayana, Kavya, Mahakavyam. When we call the Mahabharata, it is a Purana.
Yeah.
Purana, and at the same time, Mahabharata is called Panchama Veda also.
Panchama Veda, yeah.
There are 18 Puranas and Vedas, 4 Vedas, including Mahabharata, 5 Vedas and one Kavyam. Here, what is the differentiate between the Kavya, Purana, and Vedas? Is there any, what is that, statementical form of these things so that we can easily remember those things? I read that in Purana, there are the 10 to 11 items are there. When there is a 10 to 11 items are there, it is called as Purana.
Yeah, especially
Just like
Itihasa Puranas.
if
Like,
it is in the, when it is in the form of a statementical form, so that it can be easily remembered by everybody.
Yeah.
If it is available, you can provide it to me or post it in the group so that everybody will benefit by that.
Yeah. See, all this Vedic literature, whether it is Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharatam, Ramayana, or the Vedas, all the Vedic literature, any scripture, it talks about the 10 topics that we discussed. Praptascha Brahmano Rupam, Praptascha Pratyugatmanaha, Praptyupayam Phalam Praptehe, Prapti Virodhistada, Vadanti Sakala Vedaha, Sarvescha Munaya. So all the rishis, all the Vedas, they are confirming this fact that Praptascha Brahmano Rupam. It talks about the Brahma Rupa. That means the form of the Lord, Ishvara Rupa, the Sachidananda Swarupam of the Lord. Praptascha Pratyugatmanaha. Pratyugatmana means the person who attains that Lord, the Jiva. Okay? Same as Ishvara and Jiva. Praptascha Brahmano Rupam, Praptascha Pratyugatmanaha, Prapti Upayam Phalam Praptehe. Prapti Upayam means the process by which we can attain the Lord. The Abhideya. The other day we talked about Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojana.
Yes.
So this is Prapti Upayam. Upayam means the process by which the Jiva can attain the Lord. Prapti Upayam Phalam. Phalam means the fruit. What is the Prayojana? What is the benefit of practicing Bhakti? Phalam Prapti. And then Prapti Virodhis Tadha. What are the obstacles on the path of Bhakti? This is same as Nirodha topic of Bhagavatam. The 10 topics of Bhagavatam, there is a topic called Nirodha. The obstacles are destruction, annihilation. So like that, all entire Vedic literature, any scripture talks about these topics. But especially the Itihasa Puranas, like Ramayana is Itihasa Purana. Okay, Mahabharata is also Itihasa Purana. That means it was written the way it happened. It was written the way it happened. Valmiki, he went into meditation and he saw entire Ramayana, how it happened, and then he has written all Ramayana.
So we call it as Yadartha.
Yeah.
అదే రిపోర్ట్
Yadartha. Yeah.
నేను అది అడిగాను.
So in the
అడిగాను సార్, మరి ఇప్పుడు చేస్తే మా ఫ్రెండ్ అంటున్నారు పాతే కూడా తోడతారంట అని చెప్పి.
Okay, where is that coming from? Somebody has to mute. Somebody is speaking. Okay. So especially these Itihasa Puranas like Ramayana, they have to definitely include all these 10 topics. In some literature, some scriptures, you may not find, for example, the process of creation, you may not find. Okay? But Itihasa
What
Purana,
you said is these are all the main characteristics of these Purana, Vangmaya.
yes, correct. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. It's 10:15 almost. We'll conclude here. Mangalam Kosalendraya Mahaniya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam. Grantha Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Sri Ramendra Stuti ki jai.
Sir, one more thing. We call Prabhupada as Jagat Guru normally,
Yes. Yeah.
but in this year he has been awarded as a name of Vishwaguru.
Yeah.
So my perception, my thinking is we call the Prabhupada as Vishwaguru. Jagat Guru is Paramatma Krishna.
Yeah.
There are thousands and thousands of Vishwas are there. Vishwams are there. These are in the Jagat.
Yeah.
Not Jagat in the Vishwam. Vishwas are in the Vishwams in the Jagat.
Yeah.
That's why Krishna is the only Jagat Guru.
Yes.
So, okay, we call it as without our purity or bhakti, we are call him as the Prabhupada as Jagat Guru Prabhupada ki Jai.